yeah, you can do it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hare Krishna.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna devotees. So we'll be starting with the second chapter today. We completed the first chapter last, so we'll be starting with the second chapter. Let me- So we concluded the first chapter last week. So today we're starting with the second chapter. The second chapter is entitled as The Contents of Gita Summarized. So let's go to start. So the very first verse, we remember the first chapter concluded with Arjun telling Krishna, I'm not going to fight. And he gave different reasons. So total 5 reasons we have covered so far. Arjun has given 5 reasons why he shouldn't fight. There'll be one more reason coming in this chapter, and then Krishna will actually begin his instructions. Okay. So, after hearing that Arjun is not going to fight, Sanjay is continuing to describe the conversation between Krishna and Arjun to Dhritarashtra. So, second chapter begins with Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishram Ashru Purna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Sanjay said, after seeing Arjun full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. So here, it's actually very significant words being used by Sanjay. Okay. Let's try to understand. Srila Prabhupada will explain in the purport. Arjun is being overwhelmed. Tam tatha kripaya avishtam. Kripaya means mercy or compassion, and avishtam means being overwhelmed. So Arjun is overwhelmed with compassion. Compassion for whom? For his relatives on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, Srila Prabhupada will explain in the purport there are two kinds of compassions: material compassion and spiritual compassion. So, the person who understands what is the basis of spiritual compassion is called truly learned person or pandit. Generally, a learned person is self-realized soul. He can clearly understand the difference between the material body, which is bound to be destroyed in due course of time, and the soul, which is actually eternal. So self-realized soul will never lament over something which is temporary and which is anyway going to be destroyed. For example, this shirt, I'm wearing this shirt. So the day I buy this shirt, it may be new shirt that time. But I know beyond doubt that some day will come when this shirt will be torn and it has to be discarded. That is inevitable. It may happen within a day that it get torn. It may happen after a year or maybe 5 years or 10 years. No? But I know for sure eventually this shirt will be torn. So just because I bought new and today only it got torn in the very first day when I wore it, only a foolish person will lament over it. A learned man will understand, okay, the shirt was anyway supposed to be torn. Today or tomorrow it was supposed to be gone. So if it is gone today itself, it's okay. I couldn't use it for longer, but it's okay. But Shudra is one who laments unnecessarily. Now, just take for example, suppose somebody dies in the family. We know every one of us, we are going to leave this body. We are going to die. Each and every one of us. So when somebody dies in the family, a Shudra means a cripple-minded person, narrow-minded person who does not have any realized wisdom, laments over the body. A Pandit knows, yes, a learned person knows, each one of us, we are going to die. We have to leave the body. So separation is inevitable in due course of time. But Shudra will lament unnecessarily. When we say unnecessarily means, suppose the person is dead in the family. You keep crying for rest of eternity. Is anything positive going to come out of it? No, right? Just like in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have example. The King Suyagya. This is being narrated in 7th canto of Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu is telling this story to his mother, Diti, and his sister-in-law, the wife of Hiranyaksha, Vrishabhanu. So, Vrishabhanu and Diti, he's telling this story that there was a king named Suyagya, who was the king of Punjab. In modern day, it's called Punjab. In those days, it was called Ushinara, the king of Ushinara. So, he died on the battlefield. He was a very great, powerful warrior, but he died on the battlefield. And when a great, powerful hero dies, his body is lying on the battlefield. Then the body gets covered with dust. So his body was covered with the dust, and it looked like apparently that he wanted to show his valor and his strength to his enemies. So even though when he was lying down on the ground, he had bitten his lips, like a warrior may want to show his valor, wanted to actually kill his opponents. So his teeth had remained in that condition, like he wanted to show his valor, but he was dead. So his wives, all the wives of the king Suyagya, they came and started crying over the dead body. Oh my Lord, now you are gone. Who will protect us? The city has become, without a master. We have become without a master. We have become orphans now. Who will protect us? Who will take care of us? You are such a powerful and loving companion. You protected the citizens. You protected all of us. They were lamenting in so many different ways. The evening time arrived, if a person dies, then his body should be cremated same day. if it died in the daytime, should be cremated in the same day. After sunset, you cannot cremate the body. So the evening time was approaching, and people wanted to take away the body and cremate it, but the queens were not letting it, be taken. They were crying. So hearing their cries, the cries of these queens reached up to the Yamaloka. So Yamaraj actually came there, but he came in the disguise of a Brahmana boy. Well, people, they want to hear some wisdom or good spiritual instruction. When they're spoken, especially by children, people feel attracted and they want to hear. So Yamaraj appeared in the form of a young, small, young boy. And he started speaking to the queens, expressing his wonder. He said, alas, just look at these grown-up young ladies, these are adults. Although I'm just a boy, but I understand that, I have lost all my, you are pretending as if you were the orphan boy. So he said, although I lost all my protection at my young age, but still I understand that every living entity is maintained by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Look at these adults. They don't have this much sense also that ultimately everybody is maintained by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. And then he started telling the women, even if you sit here and lament for eternity, your dead husband is not going to come back. So this kind of lamentation is called Shudra or unnecessary lamentation. Yes, if somebody dies in the home, it's natural that we will feel lamentation, we will feel, separation, and we may cry also. But hindering the necessary duties to be performed, like in this case, it was required that the body of the king to be cremated. So not letting that to be done just because one feels overwhelmed with, so-called compassion for the body and not therefore letting the body to go. That kind of compassion is material and it's a Shudra, level of compassion. It's unnecessary. It causes unnecessary lamentation. So most of the population nowadays is actually on the platform of Shudras. They lament unnecessarily. I remember many years ago when I was living in the East Coast, I was driving once in Pittsburgh and I had an old car. Temple had given me a car for going to the program. So I was going for the program and I was on a signal in the city, in the Pittsburgh city, going to some devotee's home for the program. And at the signal, it was the red signal. I was in the signal and somebody came from behind and hit the car with great force. My car almost went 3-4 feet, ahead. Luckily, there were no traffic, cross traffic, so nothing happened. But uh, behind me, there was some girl, young girl. She was driving, and looks like she was drunk or whatever. But she came and asked me, "Oh, you didn't get hurt?" I said, "No, I'm not hurt." So I went behind and looked at the car. It was an old car. It was a old mobile car, and it was a company Oldsmobile, very strong body. So there was a little dent on the car, but the girl had some latest model of the car, new car. Its bonnet was completely bent, and a lot of damage had happened to her car. So when she knew that nothing happened to me, I was all right. Then she looked at her car and she started lamenting. Oh, my new car. She started crying. No. Of course, the new car, if the kids meet with an accident, you know that it is gone, it is finished. But the moment you buy the new car, you know that someday the car is going to be ruined, destroyed. It will be no more useful to you at some point of time. So, well, we may feel sorry for a moment, but not that we stop our duties or hinder others' performance of duties just because we are feeling lamentation or feeling so-called compassion. So Arjun's lamentation was on the platform of body. He was thinking in terms of the body of his grandfather, his teacher, his brothers, cousin brothers like Duryodhana and all. So this kind of compassion is actually not very much appreciated. So in this second chapter, we'll see that Krishna will be destroying the darkness of bewilderment, which is causing Arjun to lament unnecessarily, by giving him the knowledge of the soul and distinguishing the soul from the body. And after giving that knowledge about body and the soul, Krishna will speak the symptoms of a self-realized soul. This is some substance of second chapter. Now, also, now this verse being spoken by Sanjay, tam tatha kripaya vishnu ashru purna kulekshu vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha Madhusudana. So Madhusudana word is actually very significant here. Sanjay is a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He is not a non-devotee like Dhritarashtra. He is a great Vaishnava. He has so much love and respect and affection for Krishna. And he has natural love for the devotees as well. So, hearing the conclusion of first chapter that Arjuna is saying, I'm not going to fight, Sanjay could see the joy on the face of Dhritarashtra. That Dhritarashtra was feeling very elated. Wow, Arjuna is not going to fight. If Arjuna doesn't fight, I don't think Dhritarashtra was thinking that I don't think that Yudhishthira Maharaja or the other Pandavas will be inclined to fight, because they are heavily dependent on Arjuna. So if Arjuna doesn't fight, the battle is not going to take place. So he's feeling greatly happy. My sons don't have to lose the kingdom. There has to be no war. So he's feeling greatly elated and happy. That is good that Arjuna is feeling like this, but he's not going to fight. He's feeling compassion. But Sanjay, being a great Vaishnava, he understands, because Arjuna is also a great devotee of the Lord. And because Krishna, who is known as Madhusudana because he killed a demon named Madhu. So, Sanjay is using the word Madhusudana in different context. Krishna, because he possesses the sweetness, which is called Madhu. So through his sweetness of his instructions, he is going to destroy, which is Sudana. Sudana means to destroy. So through the sweetness of his instruction, he is going to destroy the lamentation of Arjuna. So through using the word Madhusudana, Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra, don't feel happy, because your happiness is not going to be lasting for very long. Because Madhusudana is here. He is going to destroy Arjuna's ignorance and his lamentation, born of that ignorance. We go to text 2. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. This is the first time Krishna is speaking. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Kutastva kashmalam idam vishame samupasthitam anaryajishtam asvargyam akirti karma Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So, this is the first time Krishna is speaking now, in terms of instructions. Of course, Krishna did speak in the first chapter also, telling Arjun, Samavaitan Kuruniti. Just see, my dear Arjun, Kurus are here. But here Krishna is actually beginning the instructions. First time he is speaking. And you'll see from here onwards, whenever Krishna is speaking, the word Shri Bhagavan Uvacha is used. Vyasdev doesn't say, just like in the previous verse, you were saying Sanjaya Uvacha. In the first chapter, it was said Dhritarashtra Uvacha or Arjuna Uvacha. No. So, similarly, Vyasdev could have written Krishna Uvacha, or the meaning Madhusudana was used in the previous verse. He could have said Madhusudana Uvacha. No. He doesn't say Krishna Uvacha or Madhusudana. He says Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. And throughout Bhagavad-Gita, this word is used in all the 18 chapters. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So this is a very significant word, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Srila Prabhupada actually elaborates a lot on this. So Krishna is referred as Bhagavan. Referred where? In Vishnu Puran as well as in Srimad Bhagavata. Prabhupada explains what is Bhagavan. So the definition of Bhagavan is given. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdyate. So absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knowers of absolute truth. Vadanti tat tattvavidas. Tattvavidas means the learned people who know the tattva. Tattva vid means the people who know the tattva. So vadanti, they say. What they say? Tattvam yat jnanam advayam. Tattvam means the absolute truth, you know. Yat jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdati. They say that absolute truth is understood in three phases. Brahmeti, paramatmeti, Brahma iti, Paramatma iti, Bhagavan iti shabdati. Three things. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. That's how the supreme absolute truth is described. So here the word Bhagavan is used, not Brahman, not Paramatma. Doesn't say Shri Paramatma Uvacha, Shri Brahman Uvacha, no. So it says Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So this Bhagavan is actually, according to this verse, Vadani Tattva Tattva Vidas, Bhagavan is the source of Brahman and Paramatma. He is the ultimate or supreme personality of Godhead. Now, the word Bhagavan is defined by Parashar Muni in Vishnu Puran. He says, Aishwaryasya samagrasya virasya yashasashriya jnana vairagyostyaiva sannam bhaga iti gana. So, sannam bhaga iti gana. Bhaga, the word Bhagavan, means a person who has six opulences. Bhaga, sannama bhaga itin gana. So the six opulences, they are called Bhaga. And what are those? First of all, Aishwarya. Aishwarya means, the Aishwarya means actually opulences. So Aishwaryasya samagrasya, virasya. So Virya means the strength, Yasha means fame, Shriya means wealth, Jnana means knowledge, Vairagya means beauty, Vairagya means renunciation, and Shriya is actually wealth and beauty also. So in this way, there are six opulences. A person who possesses these six is called Bhagavan. That means Krishna is that Bhagavan who has these six opulences in completeness. Samagrasya means in totality, in completeness. So he has these Aishwarya in totality. Next slide. Now, Srila Prabhupada also quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam as well as Brahma Samhita, where Krishna is actually directly declared as Bhagavan. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraham Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So, Ishvara means controller. So there are many controllers in this creation, but Ishvara Parama, the supreme controller is Krishna. Ishvara Parama, Krishna. And what kind of form he has? Satchid Ananda Vigraha. He has a body, Vigraha, which is Satchid Ananda. Our body is Asat. Asat means temporary. Achit, it is full of ignorance also. Why is full of ignorance? For example, if I have pain, my headache, if I have headache, I take a tablet. The tablet is going to the stomach. Now, tablet is gone to the stomach. How did it relieve my headache? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how it works. So, how this body is functioning, I have no idea. I'm full of ignorance about this body. So, it's not full of knowledge. This body is not the full of knowledge. It's full of ignorance. And Ananda. So, this body is Nirananda. But Krishna's form is not like ours. Asat, Achit, and Niranand. He has Sat, Chit, Ananda Vigraha. His form is eternal, eternally full of knowledge and full of bliss. That is his form. And he's supreme controller by the name Krishna. Anadir. He has no Adi. He has no one source of him. But Adir, he the source of everything. He is also known by the name Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all the causes. So my cause is my father and mother. My father's cause was his father and mother. My mother's cause was her father and mother. And their parents were, having their source in their parents. So everybody in this world has some karan. Even Brahma has some karan. He is born from the belly of Lord Vishnu, on the lotus flower. So everybody has some karan. But Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. He doesn't have any karan. He doesn't have any adi. But he's an adi, but he's adi of everything and everyone. He doesn't have any karana, but he's Sarva Karana Karanam. So that is from Brahma Samhita. And then in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is quoting that, where in the first canto of Bhagavatam, there are all different incarnations of the Lord are described. And after giving description of all the incarnations, very exhaustive list of incarnations, finally it says, Ete chamsha kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridanti Yuge Yuge. He says, after describing all the incarnations, this is all the list of the incarnations of God is submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or parts of plenary expansions of the Supreme Godhead. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Go to the next slide. So now, Krishna was talking about Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. First of all, he is expressing his wonder. Krishna is actually expressing his wonder. Kutastva. My dear Arjun, where did it come from? Kutastva kashmalam. Kashmalam means this impurity. So where from this impurity has come upon you? Kutastva kashmalam idam. Vishame samopastitam. Vishame means Visham Gadi, जैसे we say ना, इस विषम परिस्थिति में. So Visham means a very critical moment. Vishame samopastitam. How this impurity has arrived in you at such a critical moment of war. Why? Because anarya jushtam. It is not the behavior of Aryans. You know, jushta means befitting. Anarya jushta means it is befitting to Anaryans. Anarya means who have no concept of God, spirit, and they are simply engrossed in bodily concept of life. Practically living like animals, eating, sleeping, sex, and defense. That's their focus of their life. Okay? So that's called Anarya, who has no, conception of life about higher goal in life. They simply work for body like animals. That's called Anarya. So Krishna is saying, Anarya Jushtam, this is befitting to Anaryas. And Aswargayam, it is not leading you to the betterment in the next life. That means you'll not go to Swarga. Next life also is not going to be very happy situation. And even in this world, it is be akirti karam. It will only cause defaming in this world. So in this lifetime, it will cause defaming. Next lifetime, it is aswargam. It will not lead you to swarga, but it will lead you to hellish condition of life. So Krishna is actually instructing Arjun here that this kind of behavior, this kind of compassion is not at all approved and befitting in Arjun's character. Now, we'll go to the third verse. Track. Laibhyam masamagama partham naitattvai upapadyate shudram hridaya daurbalyam yaktotishta parantapaha. O Sanapratha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of enemy. So here, Krishna is again using very derogatory word. This verse especially, is Krishna is using very derogatory word. Klaibyam. Klaibyam means like a eunuch, Klaibyam ma samagama partha. Arjun, do not yield to this degrading importance. Importance is klaibyam, like a eunuch who has no strength or power. Naita toi upapadyate is not befitting you. Shudra, it is petty, like Shudras, the behavior of Shudras is referred here as Shudram. Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. This Hridaya Daurbalya is befitting to Shudras or uncivilized people. Tyaktva, you should give it up. And Uttishta, you should get up. Parantapa, because you are Parantapa, you are capable of chastising your enemies. Your enemies are standing right in front of you. So let's see. So Krishna is referring Arjun here in this verse as Partha. Klaibyam ma samagama Partha. Partha means son of Pritha. So Arjun is addressed here, son of Pritha. Pritha means Kunti Devi, who is sister of Vasudeva. So, and she belongs to a very royal family, Kshatriya family. So Arjun belongs to Kshatriya race, son of Pritha. not a ordinary lady's son. He's son of Pratha, very exalted Kshatrani. So belonging to royal heritage, or having connection to royal heritage, also brings responsibility. So using this word Partha, Krishna is reminding Arjuna of his responsibility. So if Arjun is saying that I'm not going to fight, on the basis of compassion, that is not the befitting behavior of a Kshatriya. If a Kshatriya's son declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And similarly, Prabhupada says, if a son of a Brahmana acts impiously, that means he doesn't follow the regulative principles and cleanliness, and eating meat, drinking liquor, living unclean life, maintaining illicit sex affairs, that cannot be a Brahmana. So if a Brahmana acts sinfully, he may be wearing a Brahman thread, but in the name sake Brahman, he's not really a Brahman. So Arjun might argue, Prabhupada says, he might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of magnanimous attitude towards the respectable Bhishma and Drona and his other relatives. But Krishna is considering this sort of magnanimity as petty weakness of heart. Shudra Hridaya Daurbalyam. So this kind of behavior is not at all approved by Krishna. So therefore, Arjun's behavior, towards, the so-called compassion for his relatives is not being approved by Krishna. In fact, Vishnu Chavi Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushan, they are actually both in similar lines, like Srila Prabhupada mentions, they actually put in the form of dialogue that Arjun might be saying to Krishna, that Krishna, do not worry about my, bravery. It's not that I'm having some petty weakness of heart, Shudra Hridaya Daurbalyam, what you're saying. Do not think that I'm a coward. I'm not coward. But a Kshatriya should consider the precepts of dharma. And here I'm supposed to fight with Bhishma, Drona, and other elders. So we have to consider the aspect of compassion for these elderly people. And also towards my cousin brothers, sons of Dhritarashtra. They are my brothers. And I know for sure that they all are weak in front of me. They are going to die just by the blow of my weapon. So Arjun had that confidence that if I fight, all my enemies will be killed. And it was true. It was not that he was overconfident or he was just boosting himself. So he might have argued with Krishna that, if I fight, they're all dead. No? Is it befitting to a civilized man? Just because he has power, therefore he should kill his opponents? And especially I know that they are all going to die if I fight this battle. Therefore, it's not befitting for me to be fighting this battle. But Krishna, he says, he's apparently telling, through this verse, Krishna is actually telling Arjun that this kind of discrimination or this kind of discrimination or evaluation of dharma, it's not really mercy or compassion. It is bewilderment, which is actually indicating weakness of heart. Shudra Hridaya Daurbalyam. You are speaking these words because of weakness of the heart. And therefore, Takto, you should give it up, this weakness of the heart. So in this way, Arjun is being advised by Krishna that his judgment of compassion is not correct. It is actually transitory weakness of heart. Transitory because the weakness of heart does not remain always. So tomorrow when Arjun rises above It's short after a short while, when Arjun hears the instruction of Krishna, he would rise above that weakness of heart. Then he'll be able to see the things in their true perspective. Because Arjun is capable of chastising his enemies, parantapa. So therefore, he is being advised by Krishna not to yield, not to stick to this petty weakness of the heart, but rise and destroy his enemies. So I think we'll stop here. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavan. Thank you, Bhagavan, for the class. I have one question.
Yes,
So
please go ahead.
we talked about the weakness of heart, right? Now, means everyone, that weakness of heart can be for the material things or can be for spiritual things. Now, material things I'm not talking about. I'm talking about spiritual things here. Means we do so many things, the devotee with, but sometimes we get weakness of heart. So Arjuna had a Krishna to help, or what can we do?
Well, by mercy of Vaishnava Acharyas, like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, Srila Vaishnava Thakur, and also by the mercy of our Guru, we are, endowed with wisdom. We have received this same wisdom that Arjun received on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, with the realization of so many Vaishnava Acharyas as well. So Krishna only spoke this verse to Arjun, Klaivim ma samagama partha naitatvai papadyate. Shudra hidaya daurpalyam takto otishta parandaba. Give up this petty weakness of heart and rise. But, if you see Srila Prabhupada is beautifully given in our context, what is this weakness of heart? Now, and of course, by the mercy of our contemporary Vaishnavas also, who may be more realized and senior to us, by their mercy also we get the same wisdom with proper explanations, which we can actually properly understand. So if we somehow submit ourselves to Guru and Vaishnavas, we can actually imbibe the wisdom of all the previous acharyas and learn from our superior Vaishnavas the application of this wisdom in our day-to-day life. In fact, we are better advantage because we have not only Krishna's instruction, which Arjun received, we have the instruction of our previous acharyas, we have instruction of Srila Prabhupada, we have instructions of our Guru, we have instructions from our contemporary Vaishnavas who are senior to us. So we are actually at much more advantage. Now, say for example, this verse we are talking about, Krishna is talking about Shudra Hidaya Daurbalyam. This is weakness of heart. So weakness of heart is generally because of attachment. So Arjun is feeling attachment for his relatives. And that attachment is clouding his intelligence. Now, say for example, to understand what exactly the attachment does to a living entity based on their conditioning. Of course, Prabhupada gives many examples, but suppose take this example, this actually Gaurangpur gives often this example in terms of attachment. So there is a wealthy businessman, grown old, handed over his business to children, but he would still interfere with the business, don't do like this, don't do like that, because he's a businessman, old businessman. So when he sees something which can actually cause, loss, he feels worried. So the children, they are very much annoyed. The father is interfering too much, as understand the young children, they don't like interference. So they have taken over the business of father, but their father is interfering too much. So they thought, father is interfering too much. Let us send him to some holy places. So they call a Brahmana. They pay him good money. They take our father to the visit of different holy places and give him good instruction so that he may feel little detachment from the worldly affairs. Please take him. So they take the Brahmana, he agrees, he takes the money, he's paid a good sum of money, and then he takes the old businessman with him. They are going to different holy places, and all the holy places, the old Brahmana is trying to actually explain the businessman that the significance of different holy places. But every opportune moment, the businessman said, I don't know what my son must be doing. Or they might, ruin my business. I have worked so hard. So finally, the Brahman also got so frustrated. This person is always talking about his business and his family affairs. He thought, let me take him back and dump him back to his children. Why I should be taking so much headache? I tried my best, but this person is too attached. But then he thought, okay, let me take him to cremation ground. So on the bank of Ganga, now he takes him to a cremation ghat where the dead bodies are being burned. So this old man, Brahman, and with the Brahman, they were on the cremation ground. Some family comes with a dead body. So they negotiate with the person, for purchasing wood and everything to set up the funeral pyre. And seeing this whole transaction, the old man, he had tears in his eyes, started crying. So Brahmana thought, well, my trick worked. Looks like, he is developing detachment. He's understanding that everything is temporary. Therefore, he's crying. But he just wanted to confirm. He said, my dear sir, what happened? What makes you cry? And the old businessman said, I simply wasted my life. The Brahmana became more happy. Wow. Finally, that realization is dawned into him that he wasted his life. The old Brahmana said, yes, I simply wasted my life doing the business of cloth. Look at this person, he's selling wooden cremation. Nobody is bargaining with him. So I should have done this business. No bargain. People used to bargain with me in the cloth business. And the Brahmana said, oh my God, take him back, take him back. So this is the attachment. Attachment can actually cloud a person's intelligence. Now, because wherever our attachment is, our consciousness, our thoughts, our reasoning, everything will flow in justifying that attachment. So similarly, we're seeing here Arjun's attachment for his family members is making him justify, oh, I'll become sinful, even though they are atatais, even though they are aggressors. If I kill such aggressors, I will be sinful. And I will destroy the family traditions, And he's giving so many wonderful reasoning that we read in the first chapter. So attachment actually gives the intelligence to even give justification. And that's what Arjuna was doing. And Krishna disapproved all his reasonings. But of course, Krishna will give more systematic reasoning to all the to counteract Arjun's reasoning in the first chapter. But the point remains here is attachment actually can make a person completely foolish, and, and try to justify the attachment. So Arjuna was feeling compassion and attachment for his relatives, and he was giving so many wonderful arguments, which appear to be very nice. But Krishna's, through this verse, he's actually disapproving all of those arguments.
Thank you, Prabhu. Just a follow-up, just quick question for you. So we have all these instructions given by Guru and Bhagavad-Gita and Krishna and everyone, right? But our intelligence is not that sharp to understand that if I have a certain situation in life, I need to use this at that moment, some instruction which will help me at that time. So it is always a good idea to approach a senior Vaishnava like that and inquire in that case.
Yes, that is true, Prabhu. That is correct. We do need a living person's guidance. Not that we have just Guru's picture in a home and, and given in our context of, ISKCON system that, many times Guru is not even reachable by most of the devotees. So it's always good to put one's trust and faith in some senior Vaishnava, mature senior Vaishnava, and take guidance from them. And, when we talk about the senior Vaishnava, one should try to actually, on the basis of scriptures, one should try to find, if possible, an Uttama Vaishnava, because there are 3 categories of Vaishnavas: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So, if I'm a new person in Krishna consciousness, anyone who has been there for 2 or 3 years also appears to be senior, But one has to learn what is actually Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Bhakta. On the basis of Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam actually gives guidance. So one should try to find some Uttama Vaishnava based on the direction of the scriptures. Because if we accept a Kanishta as our guide, then our advancement will be only till the Kanishta level only. Because the Kanishta will have only limited understanding of scriptures and limited knowledge of scriptures and limited realization of scriptures. So if somebody accepts Kanishta as their guide or even Kanishta as their guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains. If a person accepts Kanishta as his guru or his guide, then he will remain only till that stage of advancement, will not be able to go beyond that. So one should deliberately try to study the scriptures and understand who is Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama, and try to seek guidance from a Uttama Vaishnava.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Radharanjan Prabhu, welcome back, Prabhu. Are you back or you are still in India? Okay. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Anand Baldev Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay, any other question anyone has? All right. So I think we'll stop here. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, I was lying. My back was hurting, so I was just listening. So yeah.
You are back or in India still?
My back, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.